Okay. Yeah. Steamy coffee. A little bit of coffee, a little bit of weed. Hello. Good morning. Or good afternoon, I guess, depending on where you be.
You just looking for something to get mad at, dude.
He is. He's scanning the backyard for anybody that might trespass upon our land. And woe betide the creature that steps into his garden. You might see a brother with an attitude, but I see a guy with a shotgun under his bed. Whoa, hey, what do you hear? What do you say? We're about to mop the floor. Cool. I like mopping. Except for, like, the act of it. I don't like the act of mopping. But the theory of mopping is neat. Lee, I think I should have named you Mop. I think Mop might have been a better name for you.
You didn't know how floofy he was.
I didn't.
You saw that he was floofy.
He was floof, but I didn't know how floof the situation was going to get. I didn't realize that this is where we were headed. Max Floof. Max Fluffy. Max Fluff. Oh my goodness. Maximum Fluff. Maximum Fluff.
Well, people think you chonk, but you just floof.
Mm-hmm. You're not chonk at all. You're perfect weight. You're just fluffy as all get out. Got a mane. Like a lion. Got a mane, huh? Got a mane. Too fluffy. Buffy. Too fluffy, Buffy. So fluffy. Too fluffy. Too fluffy. Used to have a large schnauzer. Yeah, schnauzers are high-strung dogs. I don't know much about standard schnauzers, but I had a mini schnauzer that almost killed me. She was great, though. She was my bestest friend. She was just evil, you know? She couldn't help it.
Corn Pop's evil.
Same thing. A Corn Pop gives heavy Boogie energy. Boogie was not as capable of getting into things as Corn Pop is, but if she could have, she would have. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? One of our side businesses is training military combat canines. Cool. I mean, sucks for the poor dogs that have to go in and get shot at and stuff, but still the process is kind of cool. I'm always impressed when I see these kind of like guard breeds trained to attack and stop. You know what I mean? When they're given the thing, trained to grab areas of people that aren't going to be like killing them. You know what I mean? They don't go for the throat or the bowels or something. They grab you on a limb and subdue you with it. It's pretty neat. protection trained. And believe me, it's a house full. You have 13 of them in the house. Oh my God.
Dogs?
13 guard dogs.
Jeez.
The same training spot
Oh, that's a lot of dogs.
that live all together. Yeah. Run around the house, apparently.
Dogs.
That's a lot of them.
That would be like a crazy horror scene, though. Like someone shows up at that guy's house ready to break in, like the Ripper or whatever.
Oh,
and just
yeah.
13 dogs.
Yeah. It just happens to be the guy that's training military combat dogs. That would be a good horror movie.
Like they had that in that one movie. Remember where like that lady was attacked by all the cats?
Oh yeah. That's right.
What was that one again?
Fuck. Oh, the monkey.
Was it the monkey or was it another movie we watched recently?
I thought it was the monkey. No, was it not?
It was
the
the
monkey?
one that was foreign language.
Oh, it was Piggy.
No, it wasn't that either. Talking about cats attacking.
Cats attacked somebody. I remember
Vampire
this.
movie.
Oh, it was
don't let the right one in.
Oh, you let the right one in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I remember what you were talking about. I remember the scene.
Let the right one in as a cat attacks.
Yes, that's right.
I've watched too many movies recently.
Yeah. I've really got to get back into the habit of, at the very least, like cataloging, writing a quick sentence about everything we watch on, what you call it, Letterboxd.
Yeah.
Howdy, Paul. Happy Friday to you and your life. Well, thank you. My wife and I are having a pretty decent Friday so far.
Pretty decent weather.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I think it's going to rain today.
Yeah.
I smell it. But it ain't raining right now. So. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that makes sense. You're training like military combat dogs, so they're not trained to like necessarily keep the victim alive or whatever. They're trained to go after arteries and.
So that'd be an even more epic fucking.
Yeah.
horror scene.
It'd be awesome. It's like Cujo for the modern age, you know.
Yeah.
Cujo is a movie about one big giant rabid dog that traps a person in their car and won't let them out. How effective are those dogs? Bro, have you ever watched some of these military MP dogs or like police dogs and stuff? They are fucking insane. Dogs are nuts, bro. Dogs are so powerful. And even ones that don't, because like a lot of people will picture like a big Doberman Pinscher or something, but most like of these other dogs, they're like Akitas, and they're not the largest dog, but they will fuck you all the way up. They're just built for it. Their jaw strength is so good, they latch onto you and just rip. Their whole body goes, it's almost like you've seen an alligator death roll in order to tear a chunk out of something. It's the same principle in nature, right? They latch onto something bigger than them, and they use that incredible bite force to lock themselves to something, and then they just shake their whole fucking body until something comes loose, right? So it's Malinois, and there's a bunch of different breeds that work really well as combat dogs or security dogs or police or military dogs, right? We not train IPOs or train dogs for apprehension work. They're trained to bite where it's lethal, where there are arteries. Yeah, that's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, a German Shepherd or a Doberman Pinscher can drag a full-sized adult man around like it's nothing, like they're a sack of potatoes. Am I a hipster? I don't think so. I don't really understand the designation anymore, but I don't think I am. I don't think of myself that way, but maybe I am. I don't know.
Hipster, I haven't really even heard it much.
I think they went away. That's why I thought. That's why I'm confused. Because they weren't like me. They were like hipsters were like clean cut dudes with a very specific style, kind of like old devil may care remnants of like grunge style and stuff like that, wearing older type clothes and stuff like that. Not right. That's kind of, they wore tight pants, like tight jeans and cuffs on the pants, and it was almost like a crossover with. You remember there was another kind of movement, metrosexual.
Yeah.
It was kind of that. I feel like a hipster and metrosexual weren't the same thing, but they were related. And I don't think I'm either of those things.
Well, like hipsters, those are like, or it was like gentrification was being blamed on. Like, oh, the hipsters want a fancy coffee shop or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Hipsters were, yeah. They kind of drove a gentrification push, and they want, these bohemian shops, and they want this and they want that, and they like vinyl, and you know what I mean? It's all just like about kind of modernizing older luxury trends.
Mm-hmm. But it's not the same as quiet luxury, because that is more recent.
I mean, quiet luxury has always been a thing, but yeah, as a concept, it's becoming a bigger concept, because as the gap between the richest and the poorest gets wider, rich people are way less happy to flaunt their money in the same way that they used to.
Not all of them, but
Not all of them, yeah. But I would say that most billionaires are not showing up in $10,000 suits wearing, $50,000 watches. It's just not kind of how they do things now. They might be wearing that much money worth of stuff, but you can't see it.
It's the weirdest shit. Like, Gwyneth Paltrow kind of started that, where, like, she was getting sued for injuring someone, and, like, the fashion magazines were like, oh, what is she wearing in the courtroom?
Yeah. Courtroom fashion. Rich people stay rich because they act poor, and poor people stay poor because they act rich. There's a little bit of truth to that. When it comes to, well, a better way of saying that, I think, would be that managing money is a skill that many poor people never have to learn, or never get the opportunity to learn. And so I would say that, yeah, I mean, there's definitely room for a poorer person to live very frugally and to invest wisely and do okay.
But when you are living like paycheck to paycheck your whole life, and you come up with some little windfall, if you've been denying yourself for so long, it's hard to just be like, no, I'm going to put that away.
You get some sort of a insurance settlement, or some, relative passes and leaves you 50 grand or something. It's like a rich person gets that type of a windfall. They're going to immediately stick it, because to their mindset is that's money from nothing. Mm-hmm. And so why would I ever touch it? I'm just going to put it in a capital account and let it make me money, right? Whereas a poor person, and not always, but by and large, will look at that $50,000 windfall and have $50,000 worth of shit that they kind of need in their life. And it just goes, and people don't realize how quickly you can spend money, even if you're not buying big ticket items.
And there's other shit too, like it's expensive to be poor, like if you have to buy like the cheapest shit all the time, like if you get like $20 boots versus $100 boots, which one's going to last longer?
Right, you have to buy the cheap Chinese knockoff product that's going to break in 2 weeks, rather than the original product that'll last you years. So it's expensive as fuck to be poor.
Like with cars too, like getting the beater that's for sale on the side of the road for a few $1,000s, but you got to put a couple hundred in repairs every other month.
You end up putting all that money back into it multiple times over, just keeping it on the road.
Yeah.
Whereas if you bought a nice car, the maintenance cost on it would be way less than what you paid for it. Why are you so quick to go in when you don't even want to go in? Why must you follow? Why must he follow? You follow everywhere. You're my little chaperone. Huh? Are you my chaperone? You chaperone me here, there, and everywhere? Oh, look at this. We got ourselves a doozy. We'll have to get that later. We'll get that one later.
Yeah, we'll go through.
We got ourselves a midi mat.
Mat trimming and brushing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's time. It's time for you to get it. It's time for you to get it. That's a beautiful dog you have. Well, thank you. He's a mutt. And he is not really trained to do anything except for like a suite of 5 tricks. What does this channel talk about? Whatever people want to talk about, bro. There's no like topic. I'm not doing tarot readings or giving life advice unless people want it. You know, I'll just sit here. I like to chill on the porch and talk. I'm a yapper. Born a yapper. And I will die a yapper. It's just the way it is. My car totaled on April 1st. April Fools! Ah! Except real. Ouch. Yeah, that sucks, bro. Sorry to hear that. Hope you get better. Hope it all works out. Hope it wasn't your fault and you get a big windfall. And then waste it. Hello, Mr. Naughty Priest. Good afternoon to you, sir. How am I? I'm okay, man. I'm all right. You gotta fight for your right to party. I miss the Beastie Boys. We talked about the dire wolves. Yeah, a little bit. We covered it on the show, too. So. They're not, like, full dire wolves, but they are made with dire wolf genes or whatever the fuck. So they're not really dire wolves. But they're kind of like a weird hybrid thing. Dope beanie. Thank God you're from fucking America. Oh, I like your toque there. I can't hang with it. Go by the name of the king ad rock. Remove the hat. Super educated. I'm smarter than Spock. There you go. Ask all your homies and they will agree. Ain't no brother like the KIDD. Okay. What are you just running around like bald checking? Are you pocket watching poor like middle-aged dudes that have balding problems? Is that what's going on, SS? Be honest. Are you running around pocket watching old middle-aged men to make fun of their bald spots and shit? And you were expecting me to pull this off and look like Jesse Ventura under there? Is that what was going on? Be honest, bro. Be honest. There's no point in lying at this point. Be honest. Yeah, are you trying to check under the hood to see how the fucking engine looks or what? What is that? You thought you were going to catch me out? Yeah, you were scrolling. Right. I understand that. That's how everybody got here. Welcome to the internet. You were scrolling and I was one of the guys that came up, right? But let's walk back through it. The first thing you said to me was, hey, take off that hat, old guy. You know what I mean? I'm asking you what that was about. I did it for you. I got a pretty good hairline for a 45-year-old. I got a lot of hair. Were you expecting me to be bald up under there? Or like this whole thing to be a wig with hair attached to it or some shit? Like what was the... Can you tell me what was the outcome that you were hoping for in all of that? Because I get the feeling that you're one of these dudes on an OPFP alt account that like travels around to make people feel bad about being bald. You were just Kuorios? What the fuck is Kuorios, bro? What the fuck is Kuorios? You look like the dude that can swallow full sausages at a time. I was taught by the best, bro. Your mom is the throat goat, you know what I mean? And so yeah, I studied under her tutelage and she taught me how to take down a whole fucking kielbasa at once. Bless up to your mom, the throat goat. Taught me all kinds of tricks. You are sick, yes? Sick? Like sick kickflip? Like sick fucking ride, bro. That type of sick? Wicked sick? That is a big part. That's a big part of the Paul's ego experience. It's life advice and talking about deep esoteric subjects and brutal roasts. It's like that. That's the sandwich. I don't ever like initiate the brutal roast though. People come in here and they try and beep, 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 beep at the side of their mouth at me. You know what I mean? And I'm not the guy. You know what I mean? I'm not the one. Like, I'm sure that there are people on the internet that get real flustered about that shit, but I just fucking, my mind is like existing right there pretty much all the time. I was raised in the era of You know what I mean? That's what you did to your bros, like your best friends. You just constantly roasted them, right? Let alone your enemies. So, I'm forged in the fires of the roast. So I'm always willing to take it that way. I'm always willing to take it that way. But I'm very rarely the dude that initiates that. It's just that a lot of people, here here's what I don't like about it, right? And this is a broader kind of topic, but a lot of people have this kind of brash thing because it's like a psychological trick. It allows you to get a leg up on a person straight out or fluster a person, right? It's like a little psychological game. But I'm better at that game than most of the people that try and play it in these chat rooms and anonymous online interactions and stuff, right? And so, it's almost like the same thing as real life, except for the lesson is not real, right? It's like in real life, people get out of pocket and they think that somebody is not who they are, right? And they push them a little too far and they get mollywopped in public in front of everybody. And, their buddies are helping them up and they're leaking on their way back to the car, right? That lesson is crystallizing in most people's minds. Most people, you have to imagine, only have to learn that lesson one time, maybe 0 times for most people, right? On the internet, the closest you can come is somebody comes in, wants to talk out the side of their mouth at you. You talk right out the front of your mouth back at them and make them regret that they did it. And 9 times out of 10, that person just goes like, well, hard target, and they move on, right? That's the best you can do. They don't learn because, we've talked about this before, but that utter faceplant and failure is not connected to their name or identity in any way, right? So, but it's the best you can do given the limitations of the internet, right? But when it comes to that type of shit, you know what I mean? Being nasty, being insulting, being quick witted and quick with the comeback and stuff, I'm just better than you are at it. I've got more practice than you have at it. I've been doing it probably longer than you've been alive in a lot of cases, and you're just not going to get a leg up on me, right? Hillbilly, acting like you don't know. Acting like you're my altar boy at the fucking snake handling church, homeboy. Well, you got question marks, hillbilly. You're my altar boy at the snake handling church. Deep, deep in that West Virginia fucking hill country. I mean, I'm 32, you're not much older. I'm way older than you. By the time you were born, right? I was already like a fully formed thing with an identity. I was like, what? If you're 32 and I'm 45, I was like 12 when you were born? Give me a break. I was already in the trenches when you came slithering out like a larva, right? I've literally been doing it before you were born. I've literally been doing what we're talking about before you were born. That's way fucking older. What up, old bro? What up, young blood? What's my age? Guess. What's my age again? What's my age again? Later on the drive home, I called her mom from the payphone. I said I was the cops and your husband's in jail. The state looks down on sodomy. And that's about the time that bitch hung up on me. Nobody likes you when you're 23. 50, 60, 64. Up, up, up. Keep going. Keep trying. Jesus Christ, what is this chat right now? An absolute sewer. But that's okay. That's pretty much like just humanity now, I think. This chat right now is basically like, have you guys ever been to like a big music festival or like a really big public event, like a county fair or something? And you've got to take a shit, and you go into one of those porta potties and you look down in the porta potty, right? And you can just see turds and tampons and like bloody fucking feces and condoms and just like everything floating in there. That's this chat right now, bro. That's this chat right now. It's the same. It gives the same energy as when you walk into a fucking busy ass porta potty and look at it. What the hell am I talking about? I'm talking about you, bitch. I'm talking about this chat right now. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I'm getting the same feeling as a brimming turd hut. One of them fucking teal turd huts. Brimming. Are you antisocial? If I was antisocial, would I even do this? Think about that shit, bro. Did you go to a music festival nowadays? I feel like they're super. Yeah. They're ultra overpriced, and I ain't as capable as I used to be of doing like 2 days of straight fucking drug use and bad sleep, and you know what I mean, like. Maybe in my teens and 20s, I was pretty fucking well equipped for that, but I feel like at this point in my life, that would just be not all that fun, you know? I don't think I would end up having fun most of the time. You think this is being social? I mean, to an extent, it is, right? I'm sitting here and trying to have a conversation with people. I'm not sitting in a big giant room full of people or whatever. I don't think it's exactly the same thing. But this is the way that people socialize by and large now, no? They chill on the internet somewhere and they have a fucking conversation that goes where it goes, right? I feel like if I was antisocial, this would be not fun to me. This is like inviting people to intrude into your thought process, right? You're near an airstrip. You're probably right about that. Well, I'm near several. Yeah. I'm near, the area I live in has a large military base presence. So, yeah. I hear, I've gotten to where, and I got this way because the last place I lived was the same. I moved from Central California. I lived, about 80 miles from Lemoore Naval Air Station, and so we would get Chinooks and F-15s in formation constantly. It's actually like way less here, but I hear a lot more helicopters here. So I can always identify a Chinook, and there's a lot of Chinook flights that go over this little area that I live in. Do I have a favorite military aircraft? Well, I'm a child of the 80s. So to me, there are two aircraft that I would just shit my pants to get to like see in person and maybe even fly in. Oh my God. They are the monowing stealth bomber, like the American stealth bomber, and the SR-71 Blackbird spy plane. If I ever got to see an SR-71 land or like in person, oh man, that would be so cool. I've been obsessed with that plane since I was a little boy. I had like a model that I built of a Blackbird, and I had it hanging in my room for a long time. You like the Hornet? F-14 is the Hornet, right? Or is that the F-15? F-14, is the F-14 the Falcon? Or, no, that's the F-16. F-16 is the Falcon. The F-15 is Hornet, I think. Good choices, right? Like engagement fighters. I want to see an F-35. Yeah, my dad lives in an area where there's a base where F-35s are taking off constantly. And when I visited him, this was years ago now, I got to see F-35s taking off and landing as I was just driving to his house. I was like, whoa, holy shit, bro. I've never seen a practice dogfight, no. Typically, the areas that I've lived are probably like traffic areas where these jets, if they're going to do a practice dogfight, they're going out over the ocean or whatever the fuck, wherever they do that for safety reasons, right? I feel like I'm in the area where they traffic back and forth between those, and or patrol areas, right? Because not so much here anymore, but well, it would be really hard for me here anyway because I'm under the canopy of a redwood forest, so it's like I can't the sky is not exactly the most visible part of my world, but back where I used to live in Central Cali, I used to see them flying in formation a lot, which to me says that's either just a formation patrol or it is in formation to a site for practice or whatever. Do you ever want to learn to fly? Nah. I think they're super cool. I really do. But I just don't know that I got the temperament to fly. Maybe I would, you know what I mean? No, it's just never been. Maybe when I was a kid, I wanted to fly some fighter jets and stuff because they were just super cool, you know, to look at. But it was not an interest that stuck with me, you know, into my tweens and teens. I was into it when I was little, you know what I mean? When I was like 5, 6, 7, 8, you know. Jets were the coolest thing, and then, you know, Ninja Turtles became the coolest thing. And then, you know what I mean? You just kind of go through it as a kid. But I still do. I still would kind of be super excited, especially if I saw an SR-71. Or if, you know, like a stealth bomber flew over or something. That would be really neat. I'd still be like giddy like a little kid. Gotta have perfect vision to fly. Yeah, that's another problem, right? Although I do have pretty good vision for distance. I'm, what do they call it? Farsighted. So I have really good distance vision and kind of shitty up close vision. So that would probably be better for something like a sniper or something. Big fat sniper. I feel like something's close enough to be blurry. It's too late in a fast aircraft. You're probably right. I don't know how distance vision would interact with a scope. Yeah, I don't know either. But I think it's more in just in general, like spotting or scopeless shots and stuff like that, right? Is where you would really benefit from the distance vision that I have. Like, I've got pretty absurd distance vision. It's gotten less over the years. Like, it's not as good as it was when I was 20, but I'm the guy that, like, even when my glasses aren't on, if we're driving, I can see the road sign way before most people can see it. You know what I mean? I can read road signs at a distance that it's still just not even there for most people. So that's nice. Helicopter just crashed in the Hudson River 10 minutes from my house. Yeah, I read the news on that. It's pretty fucking nuts. It's like the second giant helicopter crash into the Hudson River. Right? Or am I wrong about that? Actually, that other one was the Potomac, right? But it's just fucking weird, man. This unaddressed air traffic kind of emergency that we have where these planes are falling apart and there's not enough people fucking awake and alert and capable of making sure these planes stay on course. And like, there was a jet filled with 8 members of the House of Representatives the other day that got smacked into on the tarmac as it was taxiing. That's something that should just never fucking happen. Right? And so I feel like it's starting to affect officials, starting to become unsafe for officials, and that's when action will be taken. I get the feeling that, you know, they don't really care if you die in a fucking freak plane accident or something, so long as they get to be safe. But now that these airports themselves and the taxi space and the runways and stuff are not safe, I think you're gonna see these lawmakers finally start to give a shit. You said your parents worked shift work growing up. Were you a latchkey kid? Yes, I was a latchkey. Yeah, yeah. Me and my little sister were latchkey in the actual latchkey program. So yeah, yeah. That's just what you have to do. You got 2 parents on shift work. What are you gonna do? I mean, I feel like here's how it's gonna have to happen. Somebody important, or you know, a government official or a rich fuck is gonna have to die in some freak airport accident, and that will be the catalyst. Some government official, some member of the House of Representatives, some billionaire will be fucking hit in midair by some fucking a stray helicopter or some shit like we've been watching happening. They'll go down, they will die, and then there will be action from our rusted, crusted, corrupted governmental apparatuses on forcing these airports to modernize, maybe even funding it, and forcing these plane manufacturers to adhere to the maximum standard, not the minimum and below where they're at now. And I don't think you'll see it happen until somebody who they deem to be important dies in it. As long as it's just plebs dying and blowing up, soldiers every once in a while, they'll let it slide. But as soon as somebody that they deem important goes down in a ball of flames, they're just going to let it rot. Ooh, I don't know if I'll make it home tonight. But I know I can swim under the Tahitian moon. I can swim under the Tahitian. Dude, that song bangs. You saw Jane's Addiction, right?
Yes.
With Perry Farrell. Did they play any Porno for Pyros music?
Not that I recall.
So Tahitian Moon or Pets?
Not that I recall, but I mean,
It's
was
so weird
long
because
ago.
it's a different band. It's like a different Perry Farrell band.
Yeah.
Porno for Pyros, and very short-lived in comparison to Jane's Addiction, obviously.
I mean, he was pretty drunk.
That's pretty standard for Perry Farrell, I think.
There were some titties that got taken out.
Some flashing titties came flying out of the audience and up on the stage, maybe even. Yeah.
But I didn't even stay for the whole thing because I was with a friend and they were getting a headache from the weed fumes in the pit.
Yeah.
So I left early.
Yeah. You like Phil Collins? I mean, yes. I understand not an American Psycho reference. No, I do like Phil Collins. I like Genesis, I like his work with Genesis, and I like his solo stuff that he did. He just had like such a fucking buttery smooth, beautiful voice. You know what I mean? He's the type of like star that wouldn't happen. He was bald as a cue ball, not a super attractive guy, but just an amazing performer. It's like rock and roll used to tolerate, or like modern pop music used to tolerate ugly way better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, or just not traditionally blindingly attractive. It seems like you have to have that combo now. For most. There are some weird looking rappers running around.
Even Adele had to get skinny.
Yeah. Adele and what's her name? Lizzo thinned up.
Did she?
Yeah, she did. Go look. I saw it on Twitter the other day. Lizzo's, she ain't like what I would call skinny, but she lost a lot of fucking weight.
Although she hasn't been top of the charts in a hot minute.
No, well, she kind of fucking shot herself in the foot.
Yeah. Her disappearance after the scandal was intentional. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
But I guess she also lost weight during her break.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's just a thickie now.
Yeah, she's just kind of thick now. She's not fat no more. It was kind of weird. And then another weird thing that happened too is Ice Spice, who was a thickie, lost a bunch of weight and started looking like a zombie. And then she's a thickie again.
Yeah.
She went thick again. So she boomeranged.
Maybe she got sick.
I don't know, maybe.
Because, I don't think Ice Spice would probably intend to shrink her butt to nothing.
Yeah, a lot of people thought it was Ozempic.
Yeah, it could have been that, or it could have been she was sick.
Like, what kind of sickness, though, would make you get that?
I mean, if she had hyperthyroid.
I guess maybe, huh?
Something that was causing a lot of nausea or something.
Yeah. Women aren't for me, but I think she looked better thick. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like some people don't. Everybody's different. Everybody's body is different. You know what I mean? But definitely from a standpoint of just pure objectification, yeah, she needs to stay thick. Yeah. I find the Andy Griffith show funny. Sometimes, yeah. I watched it a lot when I was a kid.
I guess she addressed it. And she stepped up her fitness and diet. So I guess she was trying to lose weight.
That's what I'm saying. But she got kind of thin looking. And then the last time I saw her, she's like, she made a post on Twitter where she was like, thick is back, baby, or something. And it was her in Paris or something, looking like a whole deli meat counter. You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe it was like some Ariana Grande influence because she was wispy.
Oh, bro, Ariana Grande, that's another one. Yeah, in that fucking well, just since she's been back in the news because she was in Wicked,
Mm-hmm.
she's just like skeletal. But whatever. I'm not trying to critique people's bodies. I guess it's not a good idea to do that, but it is. Sometimes it's alarming when people are like, they show up super thin or super fat, I guess. I had a dream last night where I woke up to my beard parted and chin shaved like you had, and shit was terrifying. Hey, man. Dude, I went through it so you wouldn't have to, okay? It was an experiment. Now I know better. You ever broken your bone?
Broken a lot of bone.
Yeah, I've broken a lot of bones, yes. Broken fingers, toes, broke my arm in 2 places, ribs, dislocated my left knee real bad one time. Or not dislocated it, but like tore some ligaments in it. I've done my fair share. I've had my fair share of fucking snip snap.
I still have the no bone broken.
Hopefully you never have to go through it. It sucks.
The worst I did is I did it really bad wrist sprain falling on my hand.
You got a neck thing too, right?
I mean, it didn't. I mean,
Something was wrong there.
something was wrong, but I don't know.
You injured something in there, yeah.
I don't know exactly what it was. I don't know. I mean, it hasn't been super bad lately, honestly.
Yeah. Now, most of my major bodily injuries like that happened when I was young. Well, you know, kids were just raised different when I was a kid.
I mean, the ribs were definitely older.
Ribs happened when I was older, yeah.
That's because you were sick, not because you were running around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was the sick ribs, and then there was the I saved Dinor from being crushed by my shit ribs. That one was worse.
Yeah.
I got I cracked ribs from coughing so much because I got what I think was whooping cough or something like it. I just got like the worst, and this was way pre-COVID. This was like 2016 or something. No, maybe even before that. This was like 2014. I got a really bad cough, and I was just coughing, constantly, and I coughed so much and so hard that I actually cracked 2 ribs on the left side and created a problem over there that's called pleurisy, where the ribs break and the lining that holds your lungs, because the ribs are like a cage to protect and provide structure to your lungs.
Yeah, and they're like attached.
They're attached by a fascial, what do they call it? They call it, yeah, fascia. And you rip the fascia. And so basically I ripped the fascial wall on my lung and created this big wound that hurt every time my lung expanded or contracted. And ended up in the hospital with that. That healed. But then I almost killed Dinor by tripping down the stairs with him when he was a little puppy. And I saved him, but it cost me landing literally right on my side and chest, right where I broke those ribs, and I broke them again. So it's bad.
That wasn't your fault, though. You were just a puppy.
Yeah.
You didn't even trip Dad. Dad just tripped himself.
Yep. This is just one of them things, man. I had his little butt bundled up, and my instinct was 100% protect him, not me. So I held him during the fall close to me, and then before I hit, I just kind of let him go. And he rolled. He hit the ground, you know what I mean, not super hard. I was able to cushion that, but as a result of me being more worried about landing on him and him getting hurt by it, I hit chest first. And just all my weight landed right there. And it busted me up bad.
I'm surprised he didn't get, like, stare fear from that.
Yeah, well, for him, I don't even think he registered what had fucking happened. He was, like, running around and licking my face while I was laying there on the lawn going, ah. He was like, he didn't even know.
Oh.
He probably thought it was fun. He was like, wait, again. You remember slipping and tripping down the stairs? Probably not on. You were just little. You were just tiny little puppy boy.
Because he wasn't even, like, walking on the stairs.
He couldn't.
Like yeah.
So his legs were that.
Yeah.
He couldn't make it up one stair. So Dad had to carry him. As soon as he got bigger, though, we taught him about the stairs, and he picked it up quick. He was not spooked of the stairs. He was a very good stair boy.
He's more spooked about jumping.
And well, he doesn't like slipping.
Yeah.
Jumping, he'll do. He doesn't like it when he can't get traction.
No, you're gonna get a cuddle if you're gonna hop on my lap. You fight it.
Yeah. You ain't got to do it forever, but you're gonna get a cuddle. That's just the way it works, bud. It's so shitty because some dogs don't mind it, but most dogs, they don't. A hug is not the same thing to them as it is to us, right? For us, the act of willingly submitting yourself to being held by another person and the uncertainty of when that ends and the kind of like unspoken thing about that, right? That's a very human thing, but dogs see it as like, why are you confining me?
Yeah.
Like, why are you holding me still? I don't want that. Most dogs are like that. And Dinor's definitely like that. He's a little wiggle bud. He's so fluffy and cute. You just want to pick him up and cuddle him like a little animal, like a little stuffy, but you can't.
Cats are different. Cats like being compressed usually.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, they're the kind of the same way. They like to initiate it, I think. Cats, like, sometimes Cricket will be grousing, and he just wants to be picked up.
Yeah.
He's wanting that confinement. And then Cricket will come visit me, and when he does, he'll get in a place on my lap where I'm basically holding him. And that's the way he likes to be.
Yeah.
And so...
Like, if he cuddles with Mom on the bed, he wants to get...
Yeah, he wants you to, hold him. So... My cat loves cuddling, but only when she initiates. Yeah. Dogs prefer to sit on you to mark you as you're there. Oh my God, dude.
Or he likes to do the lean.
Yeah.
Put his full weight on you.
Dinor likes to lay up next to you and just kind of like, use you as a pillow. Yeah, him actually being up on you would be a little uncomfortable. His legs are like railroad spikes. You know what I mean? He puts all his weight on you on one of them legs, and you're just like, oh, dude, you're stabbing me with your paws. But my little dog, Boogie, the mini schnauzer I had, was... Her favorite thing in the world was... So I used to... When I had Boogie, I worked a lot of mornings, like early mornings. And so I would get home at like 1 in the afternoon. And because I was in my 20s and stuff and partying, it was like I kind of like supplemented the sleep I knew I wasn't going to get before the next day's work by coming straight home from work and sleeping until 4 or 5. You know what I mean? So I'd come home, and Boogie's favorite thing was, because I would take these naps on the couch. I would just lay on the couch, turn the TV on, and just pass out. And Boogie would just lay right on me. Like, not next to me, but up on top of me, yeah.
Cricket likes doing that too sometimes.
He does, yeah. Ever have a cat hop up on your shoulders? No. That's a specific kind of really wiry, athletic type of cat that will do that, I think. Cricket, trying to jump on your shoulders, he won't do it because I think he knows he would have to claw to, like, I don't think he is built in a way that would let him prance
Yeah.
and land softly like a, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like a more wiry
Yeah.
cat would.
He got the official bill of health of he's not fat, he's big boned.
Yeah, he's just big,
Yeah.
which is awesome. You know what I mean? Because when I first met Cricket, he was fat. And Dinor's had some problems with it too. Not he's never been deemed fat, but there was a few times he went to the vet and they said, you know, he could lose a pound or two.
Mm-hmm.
But both of these boys are right at the weight they should be.
Cricket just has a lot of loose skin on his belly from being fat.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I just think it's like he's long.
Yeah.
So like that loose skin has to be there so he can stretch all the way out to his maximum length. The cats are lazy bones. Oh.
A lot of kitties are lazy bones.
Yep.
Have you ever been to someone's house and their cat like literally doesn't move the whole time
Oh, yeah.
they're there? Yeah.
Well, that's like Stevie's cat.
Yeah.
That Stevie, I'm not sure if she's still around, but that cat was like a decoration.
Yeah.
She loved being in the room with everybody. I think she liked the weed smoke that would happen in the living room. She had a little cat tree just like Cricket. And she would be up there and you'd just forget she was there because she was just content and comfy as all could be. A lot of cats are super nocturnal. So, you know what I mean? They get more active. Cricket definitely gets his bursts of activity kind of in the evening usually.
What about like true nocturnal, like diurnal or whatever?
Yeah, yeah. That's just when Cricket starts doing his tiger hunting shit. Yowling like a you can tell it's like his version of a roar.
Mm-hmm.
And then he runs around, who knows what he's doing, you know what I mean? Just hunting, playing, gets real irascible, wants to chase things. He likes a little bit of laser here and there. He likes a little bit of, you know what I mean? There's a difference, like it's weird with cats because cats biting at you it's dual. It's like a playful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes cats, and you can tell the difference if you know about cats.
Yeah, well, like with Cricket, I can usually just stick my finger in his mouth.
Yeah. Like he'll do these little like love bites where he's not applying any pressure. Mm-hmm. He's not really biting you. And then, you know, there are times where you're playing with him in a way that you think he's having fun, and he'll give you a little bit of a harder bite to let him know, like, hey, I don't want this.
Yeah. And he has a thing where he likes to wrap around your arm and do bunny kicks, but only like he knows like you have to have a protected arm.
Yeah. He'll grab onto your sleeve and. Yeah. You know, but he's never like latching onto your skin with that. But that's one of his favorite things to do when he's feeling riled up. He'll grab onto your arm and give your arm the bunny kicks with his back legs.
And then do like the little bites around it.
Yeah. It's like a little practice play, I think. I'm going to get my cat her own heating pad because she keeps trying to hop up on my snake's enclosure where the heat lamp is. Hey, it's only fair.
Yeah.
The snake gets a heater, she needs to get a heater.
We got a different kind of house now where the heating vents are on the floor and he'll just chill right next to it.
Yeah, Cricket posts up where the heat comes out for sure.
I'll just catch him, like, if I leave the bathroom door open, there's a vent in there, and he'll just be, like, laying next to it.
Yeah.
There's probably one downstairs, and that's where he hangs out, like, when he goes downstairs by himself.
Yep. My Cricket loves to box me. Amelia will pick him up and kind of hold him where he's facing out with his arms out like this, and he'll look right at me. So I'll come over there, try and boop his nose, and he'll go like... And we'll have a whole boxing match up there.
Sometimes he'll grab you, like,
Yeah, he'll try and grab my arm, pull it in. It's like boxing without the claws, mostly. Yeah, I mean he'll use claws. He knows the difference between like your skin and your coat.
yeah.
He'll like sometimes grab on, but he never tries to like struggle against. It's not like he doesn't want to be there. He's not trying to like get away. So it's definitely like you can just tell once you know cats, you can tell the difference between I'm pissed off slash afraid and I'm having a great time right now. And he just loves to monkey around that way. He'll bat at me for a while. We'll play boxing, and then I'll turn around to leave. I'll be like, all right, I'm done. I'll turn around to leave, and he always takes like a parting swipe. He'll wait till my back is turned, and he goes like, it's like, always got to get the last lick in.
He's a sweet boy. He's not really super mean to guests. He's a little wary, but he's not like so skittish that he's just hiding the whole time.
No, he warms up pretty quick when there's people over.
Especially my immediate family. Like, he would not leave my dad alone when he came to visit, even though my dad is not a cat person.
Same thing with Dinor, remember?
Yeah.
Dinor was just all over your dad. Your dad is not really an animal person in general, but he
broke my dad, though. My
He
dad
did.
accepted the lap.
He pushed Dinor away politely, you know,
Yeah.
a few times. He pet him. It's not like he's like, ew, get away. But he's just not a big, like, I'm not going to cuddle a dog. And it was weird. We were all sitting out on my mom's back porch, and your dad's talking, like, telling a story. And just subtly, Dinor just like, and he's like holding Dinor and petting him and talking. And I was just like, how did you do that, D? Used his wizardry.
Everybody loved Dino.
It's true. He is universally loved.
Every time he's been out in public, he gets a couple compliments.
Yeah, and he's cuter than a bud.
Got that teddy bear face.
Yeah, teddy bear. Teddy bear. Oh.
Well, come in with Mom and see if we can get that mat out of your mane.
Oh boy. Oh boy. There's street football being played. Hopefully it's flag football. Hopefully it's not full contact street football, because that could get grimy. I gotta ask, what are those holes above the windows behind you? You know, I'm gonna be dead ass honest with you. I have no fucking clue. I hope that's sufficient. I really don't. This porch is somebody's fucking fever dream, man. It is not good. This upper porch particularly. Like, I don't know how much I trust it. It's kind of ramshackle. I sit on the part of it that I've identified as best braced from below. The part over here, I don't really go over there. You know, and I definitely like, when we have people over, I warn them, like, you know, if you want to chill on the deck, let's go downstairs. That's a much nicer, more stable situation down there. Because I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know if it's to code. I don't know who built it. I rent. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm not looking to upgrade it. As long as it doesn't fall over and crush me or drop me down a fucking story, then you know, I'm pretty okay with it. But you know, it's definitely not something that I would have a bunch of kids or people over having a big dance party out here or some shit. Even though it's like there's room for that type of shit, I just wouldn't have, you know, 5 or 6 people or whatever just dancing around and treating this like it's a, you know, I sit out here, I sit on the part of it, like I said, that's really cross braced and properly braced from what I know. But this other part, it's like they did an add-on to it. It's like somebody built this part. Here's how I feel. Here's what I feel happened. I feel like somebody built this part of the deck because this part of the deck is really pretty well built. Like it's plumb and everything looks like it's done professionally. And then I feel like somebody fired the contractor midway through the job and came and finished it themselves. And the part they did themselves is whack. And then this up here, I don't know how that's fucking braced, bro. The more I think about it, the less I like it. I'll tell you that much. Like this whole thing, the way it leans up, like it's a secondary fucking thing that hangs all the way out like this on these posts. I just don't know, bro. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking like, what is this okay? I don't know. I don't know. Passive ventilation. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. So it lets a little bit of the wind get up into the attic space to keep it from. Yeah, I got you. Okay, it keeps it from getting humid up there. Lets a little humidity escape. Okay, that makes sense. But this whole porch is it's an enigma to me. I feel like it was partially done by a contractor that knew their shit. And then I think at some point there was some disagreement and somebody came along and finished it up and they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. You know what I mean? It's clear they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Yeah, I guess I've never lived in an area that's as humid as this year round, and so it makes sense that you'd want to have ventilation so that condensation didn't build up and you get like mold and stuff up in your attic works. Makes sense. But yeah, I just don't know, man. I just kind of like presume that this is stable. I mean, we had a really horrific windstorm probably like 3 or 4 or 5 weeks back where it was kind of spook. Like it was ripping through here, and this thing did not fall over. It wasn't shaking or groaning or creaking during that. So, that to me is a better test of its integrity than anything else. But, but the bottom deck really is a nicer place to be. And I think like the reason I sit up here now is because it's beautiful today, but I get the feeling it's going to rain today. Like I think by mid-afternoon it's going to be raining. That's just kind of the area I live in. And it's covered up here in a way that it doesn't matter how bad it's raining, you're not going to get water on you. Whereas down below, it's a little, you got to be kind of underneath this part.
First, there's the mat cut out now.
Oh boy, he did it. He survived it. You look very poofy nowadays. You look very poofy and floofy.
Yeah, it was just that one. He has something like around his lower belly that we might want to get together later.
Okay.
Not a ton.
Well, we get spring rain, summer rain, fall rain, and winter rain here. So if you like rain, this is the place to be. But it is nice right now. But I got to tell you, I feel that little breeze. It feels so nice right now on my skin. But I know it heralds clouds.
Sprinkle.
It's going to rain. Look at your app and tell me.
I thought 40%.
I thought by mid-afternoon,
yeah,
it's gonna be raining.
And that's definitely where it peaks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just feel it today. Yesterday it rained as well. Mm-hmm. It was a pretty good rain yesterday, kind of on and off all day. But it's so weird to me living in a place my whole life that's functionally a desert. and then coming to a place that literally classified as a rainforest, and rain is just ubiquitous here, and it's just like, man, it really puts things in perspective, because in addition to the constant rain, it's like the foliage is insane, right? It's like all of this stuff is so heavily supported in the biome by constant rain, and I just can't imagine what a drought would be like in this area. Dehumidifiers? No, we don't do dehumidifiers. We've got like air purifiers that we use, but we don't do any dehumidification. It doesn't really feel like it's something that's super necessary, but I don't know. Oh yeah. You don't fucking bother with umbrellas. Umbrellas are like a gimmick. You know what I mean? If you're gonna go out in the rain, just fucking gear up and go out in the goddamn rain. Quit being a bitch about it. I don't think I even own an umbrella. And I get pissed on fucking probably 260 days a year. Best way to get a good jacket, put on your boots. Yeah. Maybe even a little hat, right? That is something we got to get for you, Amelia. We have got to get you some Timberlands. We need to get you a pair of boots that we can slorsh around in, right? Like if it's rainy outside, you ain't got to worry about your socks getting wet. You got to worry about your sneakers getting fucked up. We need to get you some Timberlands. I've got a good pair of Timbs. They last forever. You buy one pair and you never buy another pair. So we're gonna need to, like, I know there's a Tim's store over, over the way, and so maybe we need to go. Like, because they come in all kinds of different colors and they're pretty cool, and you just pick out whatever Tim's you want. They might even have Tim's at like REI.
Yeah, they probably do.
Yeah.
You did just go to that REI because you're supposed to get those sticks too.
Yep. My walking poles. Yep. Muck makes good boots. There's a number of companies I'm sure that make really good boots, but I've just worked with Timberlands when I've had to have an actual work boot before, and the pair of Timbs I have now is just like perfect. I got them years and years ago, and they're still just every bit as solid and ready to go as they ever were. So that is. You just need that when you live in a climate that's super wet, slippery, or muddy, maybe sometimes. out outdoor gear from anyone in particular. I'm not a super fucking like like I've got the stuff I need to be an outdoors person to the extent I want to be. I like being outside. I'm not necessarily the best equipped dude to be like trekking around in rough terrain for hours and hours and shit. I'm not like a backpacker or even really a hiker, you know. I just like being in nature. So I don't have a ton of like sports gear and shit because it just wouldn't make any sense for me to, you know. So I really am probably not the guy to talk to about that. I would like to, you know, I've got some like midterm goals that I would like to achieve. Like I really miss kind of camping out. And I would like to get to a point where, you know, we could pack out some gear and maybe even do like just set up a tent, have a little overnight, couple nights camping out at a campsite, build our own fire kind of stuff, you know. I think that sounds really nice. And, you know, I'd like to do it. Oh, yeah, there's lots of hiking trails and stuff around me. It's one of the things I'm trying to build up to. That's one of the reasons we need to go to REI is my physical therapist recommended that I get some support poles, some like hiking poles, they're called. Basically like ski poles, but, you know, they're used to help distribute your weight, take a little bit of fucking pressure off of your back and stuff as you walk on these uneven trails and stuff. I really do like trail walking and stuff like that, but you know, just the shape I'm in limits me, and so that's one of the goals of my physical therapy is to get me to where I can, you know, take an hour or two walk with Amelia on the trail, take the little dinosaur with us, you know, and I'm not feeling like dying at the end of it, right? And it's not like an endurance problem with me. Like I don't, you know, thankfully cardiovascularly I'm pretty good considering. So it's not like I get too winded to do it. It's just my back and my knees and my hips start to fucking get just real bad. Imagine completing all your physical therapy and then they release the cyber spine the next day, bro. That'd be just my luck. Is it hilly where I'm at? It's mountainous. I mean, you could tell just by the trees here that I'm at or near elevation, right? These type of trees require elevation. And the type of weather I get belie elevation. Now, I'm not super high up, but I am, you know, I would say like foothills. It's hilly. Hilly is all get out. Hiking sticks help me a lot when going on trail. Yeah, that's my physical therapist recommended I get them a few weeks ago, and I just, you know, there's a part of me that doesn't want to like look like Grandma Tilly running around with a fanny pack and hiking poles, but there's another part of me that doesn't give a fuck. I'd rather like feel better and be able to be a little more active and go and take advantage of some of these hiking trails and stuff. I'd rather have that, the ability to do that, or work on the ability to do that, than look, you know, young or fit or whatever the fuck, right? So, fanny packs are dope. Oh, okay, I forgot. They're back. Fanny packs were the lamest fucking shit when I was a kid. And I still think of them as pretty fucking lame. So, I forgot that they're back. 4,000 above sea level. I don't know right off. I would say somewhere in that zone between 800 and 1,200 above. But with access to sea level, like it, you know, I just live in a very strange area. Once people, eventually people will zero in on kind of the geographic area that I'm in if they haven't already. I mean, like a few people that with just knowledge of trees have looked at my trees and guessed the area that I live in, and it's just a matter of like, you know what I mean? It's a kind of a unique area. It's a strange area that I live in. I don't live in an area that is typical of many areas. It's got its own kind of geography. I'm near the ocean. I'm near huge, huge mountain range. You know what I mean? And kind of surrounded by water almost. So I'm very much in a biome that's a little different. A little bit of a different biome, you know. I do GIS, Geographic Information Systems, and yeah, I know roughly where you're at. Yeah, I mean it's not super tough if you know a little bit. People are getting better at that shit too. People playing GeoGuessr and shit. You're like, oh, I know what this is. Fluffy, Puffy, you want to come see me? Come on, come see me. I want you on my lap. Come on, come on up. Come see me. You don't want to come see me. I want you to come see me. You don't want to. You don't want to come see me. No, thank you. I don't want to see you. Is that what it is? You don't want to come see me? Oh, there. Now you do want to come see me. Okay. Okay, you do want to come see me. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Take over the streaming for a minute. Take over the stream for a minute. Sweet boy. Good boy. What? What is it? What is it? Ribbit, ribbit. Ribbit, ribbit, flibberty gibbet. You like it there? Are you on like a lot of land? Not a lot. I'm on like I don't know. I don't even know what the size of the lot is. It's not like acreage. I like being where I'm at because it's remote and peaceful. It's less about the lot that I'm on and more about the general vibe of the area, and then I think for me. Little mats going on down on your toesies. I want to get in between your toesies. Yep. I want to groom you up a little bit. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Just sweet boy. He's a good boy. What? There you go, bud. What a guy. What a dino we've got our hands on here. We got our hands on a little dino. That's what I think. I live in a city. We never hear nature the way it sounds there. I feel you, man. I've lived in big city kind of environments. I've lived in like suburban kind of environments, and I've lived in country kind of environments. And I will tell you where I'm happiest is a place that's a little less densely populated, a little more remote, and has a lot of nature around it. I like fishing quite a bit. I haven't been fishing in years though, but just taking a little 6-pack of beer or some shit, and they're fishing reel, a cooler up there, and just kind of dropping your line in the water and seeing what. I've never been like a sports fisherman type. I'm more of a chill fisherman, if any kind of fisherman. But I don't even own a rod and reel right now. But it might be something worth getting into here. There are definitely some really chill fishing spots within really close striking distance. So yeah, man, the type of fishing I like is like little boat or sitting right on the dock or sitting right on the shore. A little bit of music, a little bit of beer, a little bit of weed, rod and a reel, drop it in the water, don't really care what we catch type of shit. Dude, Pennsylvania has some big ass fucking rivers in it, bro. What are you talking about? Once you go fish in I bet Pennsylvania's got crazy fishing, bro. Am I wrong? I know Pittsburgh's a big old water city. Why quit smoking is the question. But yeah, I kind of would like to go camp. Maybe bring some fishing reels, just drop some bait in the water and see what happens with it type of deal. Bring some beers, some tunes, some bud, some firewood, just kind of like chill out a couple of days up there, I'll just have to make sure I'm bear proof to the best of my ability. The muddy Susquehanna, yeah. But there's some crazy fucking fish up in that bitch, though. Susquehanna is a deep river, right? If I'm not mistaken. And we have mushrooms all over one of our trees back here. That's had sprouted, and every last one of them is gone now. That's gonna be probably like a possum. Possums fucking love fungus. So it's just funny, man. We had a huge, big kind of fungal bloom over there where the tree and the ground around it kind of got some big old toadstools. And every last one of them is fucking gone. Might have been that fat raccoon, too. There's a giant fucking fat raccoon that lives around here. A chicken snatcher. He's known. I saw him last night for the first time. I got eyes on that motherfucker last night for the first time. And he's big. He's a big, meaty fellow. Yeah. Aw, poor little guy. Join Salt Rackus. I'll see you later.